Hi Tulips, welcome to our bonus video for today. We are going to be doing an experiment where we are going to see the best way that we can melt ice, okay? So remember, ice happens to be a solid, okay? This is what happens when liquid water gets cold and freezes, okay? It turns into ice. I had made this by taking my liquid water and putting it in my ice cube tray. And it turned into ice after I left it in the freezer. So what we're going to try to do today is figure out the quickest way to melt ice. Okay, I have 4 cups of ice on my counter. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to add something from my kitchen to each of the ice cups and see which way we can melt it the fastest. So the first one here we have says water. Okay, I'm just gonna add some water from my sink, okay, to this cup. Just cold water. Make sure it's cold first because it's coming out a little hot. Okay. So we have our cold water on the ice. Okay, so that's our first one. Okay, now let's look at our second cup. Our second cup here says salt. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add some salt to this, okay? We're going to cover the ice with salt. Okay, so I have my salt on my ice. Okay. Our next one says pepper. I've usually used sugar for this, but guess what, friends? I don't have any sugar in my house. I'll admit, I know a lot of mommies and daddies put sugar in their coffee. I don't like it. I only use milk or coffee creamers, so we just don't have any in the house. But I was thinking, what's the opposite of salt? It's pepper. So I'm going to take this pepper shaker here, and I'm going to put some pepper over my ice cubes. Okay, so I have some pepper on my ice cubes. And our last one says nothing. Okay, I'm going to leave this one just plain ice. Okay, so we'll see which one it melts the fastest. Okay, oops, sorry guys, I'm trying to make sure you can see it. We have nothing, we have pepper, we have salt, and we have water. Okay, so you guys are going to take a guess and see which one you think is going to melt the fastest. So I want you guys to make a prediction. Which do you think is going to melt the fastest? Is it going to be the water, the ice in the water? Is it going to be the ice in the salt? Or is it going to be the ice in the pepper or the ice I did absolutely nothing to? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to leave these for a while because it takes ice to melt. We're going to come back later, check up on them, and see which one melted the fastest.
Okay, friends, I wanted to show you that the ice is starting to melt a little bit, okay? It's not quite fully there, but it started to melt. So here's what the water looks like. We could see a little bit of the ice is melted. Our salt, I don't know if you could see it that well on the camera, but there's actually quite a bit of water at the bottom. Our pepper has a little bit of water on the bottom here. You can see it a little bit. And our nothing has really not done much, as we kind of, I guess, would expect, but there's a little bit of water on the bottom. So we're going to check back in with these in a little bit, and we will see which has melted the fastest. So again, make your prediction one more time, friends. Which one of these do you think is going to melt the fastest? Is it the one with nothing in it, the one with the pepper, the one with the salt, or the one with the water? Okay, Tulips, so I wanted to show you our ice has pretty much melted, well, in some of them. So here is our water. You could see the ice melted quite a bit, but there's still some ice cubes left. So that's the water one. Our salt, our ice is pretty much gone, okay? You can see there's only tiny little chunks of ice cubes floating. Our pepper is, well, pretty much the same. It hasn't really melted very much. It's melted a little bit, as you can see. And our nothing barely melted at all. So the reason I wanted to show you this was, what I think at least, you guys could tell me what you think the winner is, but I think clearly it is the salt. So the salt happened to melt the quickest. Now, I'll actually let you in on a little secret here. There's a reason the salt's melted the fastest, okay? Salt is actually really good at melting ice. So if you guys think about it, during the winter time, we generally put salt on the sidewalk. Well, why do you think that is? There's a reason for it, because salt is really good at melting ice, okay? So when there's a storm, when there's like a snowstorm and there's lots of ice, people generally pour salt on their sidewalk. It's because it's really good at melting ice, which you can see here. Here's our ice melted with the salt, and here is our ice just left by itself, okay? There's a really big difference. The salt helps melt the ice really quick, which is why people put it on their sidewalks during winter. So I hope you enjoyed this experiment, and you can always try it on your own at home using different materials too. It doesn't just have to be water and pepper, or whatever you have in your house you could try. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed, and you guys have a good weekend. Bye.